And we also follow the system, the time system of this particular year. But look at a country like Ethiopia, it doesn't. For it, the day starts at 6 in the morning and ends at 6 in the evening. That's it. It has only 12 hours.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, and it has not changed. It has refused to change. So if you go to Ethiopia, then you have to translate everything. In our modern quest for uniformity, we feel that it is best if we go from anywhere, from one point of the world to another point, everything should be the same. Now, I have nothing to say about that, about uniformity, but it does tend to kind of, quell a lot of other things in its wake, and a lot of other interesting diversities, useful diversities, perhaps better diversities tend to vanish.
No, I think you do need, for time in a globally interconnected world, I do think
Yes.
one needs uniformity a little bit, definitely.
Yeah.
But I think at the same time, it is important to recognize that the Gregorian conception of classifying time is not absolute truth, and the only way, it is just one standard which has gained prominence over many other standards that could potentially exist. I think that's one way of looking at it.
And that standard
It's
has
like-
gained prominence because of colonization. So
Because of colonization,
the
of course,
Dionysius
yeah.
I was talking about, he did not want to remember Diocletian, so he made Jesus Christ his, the beginning of his era.
Yeah.
Look at all of us.
Yeah.
We have all been exploited by colonization. Yet, we are carrying forward those remnants on our own shoulders. We are still remembering Jesus Christ, Christians, missionaries, colonization, they were all one package. We have absolutely internalized the same things that were used by our tyrants, by the people who exploited us. So we should all become Dionysius. Or maybe not.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
That's a whole different, but I think that's a very, what should I say, that's a whole different topic altogether, I think. But one thing I'm very curious about is, and you've alluded to this a few times, that obviously the Julian system, you said, right? Caesar system. And then the Gregorian system, they're not still perfectly scientific.
No.
Or rather, not perfectly in line with astronomy, right? It's mathematics is what you were saying.
Yes.
And you were mentioning that yeah, go ahead.
No, and if a calendar has to be a reflection of astronomy, remember, I'm going to repeat this. It should not just be numbers. If there is a number, it should correspond to something happening in the celestial sphere. So, does it happen in the celestial sphere? Or is it just a series of numbers? Numbers will unfold according to their own logic. And there's no problem in that logic. But is your numbering system referring to some specific things in the celestial sphere? And, correcting for the kind of differences which happen, because there are a lot of celestial bodies we look at. That is what doesn't happen.
So I think, so then I'm very curious, because again, like so many of the conversations, I mean, once you open that door, and I had never even thought of that door, I knew about approximations, etc. But I never thought of, and now that you mentioned it, it makes so much sense, that the movement of celestial bodies is basically a map. It's a constantly progressing thing, and correlating where you are in time linked to the movement of celestial bodies is actually the logical way to do it.
Yeah.
Because the other things kind of which are persisting, right? I mean, of course, they also have their lifetimes. So yeah, so I mean, I don't know if you wanted to share more on the Gregorian calendar. I think you were mentioning a little bit about how it was adopted globally. Maybe you can do that, and then I'm very curious to get into the traditional Indian or Vedic or whatever the calendar might be that you're referring to.
So, I've already mentioned how the Gregorian calendar came to be adopted across the world. It is a product of empire. It's a product of the Roman Empire. It's a product of the British Empire. So, the early Roman calendar was superseded by, of course, Julius Caesar was not a Christian, but it was superseded, that Julian calendar was superseded by Pope Gregory, and the Pope, remember, was the ruler of what was called Christendom, which means all Christian nations. And this papal bull was like a directive from the king. So it was followed by everyone who were part of the early Roman Empire, and that Roman Empire had been turned by Constantine into a Christian empire. So the Roman Empire became the Christian Empire, and the Christian calendar was started over there. When the nations of Europe went out in their colonial plunder and quest, remember, God, glory, and gold. These were the three things they went for. So they went for God, glory, and gold, and they spread their own ideas and their own administration forcibly. It was not as if before 1753 nobody in India knew what a calendar was. It was actually it is the oldest functioning civilization on planet Earth today. So obviously it had some way of looking at time. Otherwise it couldn't have existed. If you can't look at time, if you don't understand the seasons, you're dead.
Yeah.
So therefore they imposed it on this, and the one word answer to the adoption of the Gregorian calendar is colonization and Eurocentricity and European power. So that is why we are all living in the era of Jesus Christ, whether we want to or not. Power and empire and calendar. These three are absolutely inextricably related.
Watch the full episode on the VARC Indian History YouTube channel and podcast.